This one's from our engineering students. It says, Mechanical engineering junior rejected from all internship applications. What's wrong with me? They go on to say, Howdy all. So I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering at Pennsylvania State University. I have been applying to online internships like crazy and networking as much as I can here at school. But here's the thing. Even after all the personal recommendations and applications, I have been rejected from all internship positions I apply for. My resume has been looked over by the Career Services Center at my school, and I would say my credentials are just fine. 3.95 cumulative GPA, 4.0 major GPA, prior relevant internship experience at a small engineering company, founder/president of engineering club on campus, currently work in the College of Engineering at my school. The dean of the College of Engineering wrote my letter of recommendation, and I'm also building a race car from scratch that I use as a personal project example on my resume. I'm still applying and networking, but at this point I'm getting more rejections in than application submissions out. Any advice that might help my situation? Best, Connor. All right, Connor. So, first of all, I want to say I commend you. You definitely have a great resume, especially, you already have an internship that you've completed. You're involved in clubs on campus. You have relationships with your professors. You sound like you're doing all the things right. So, and your resume has been looked over by Career Services Center, and you've done all the things that are right on paper. So, first of all, I wouldn't get too beat up about it. But here's a couple things that I would do if I were you. The first thing I would do is I would look at the R engineering resumes subreddit and look and see what those people think about your resume, because I don't know. I mean, Penn State might have a career services center that's specific to engineering and that they're good at it. And I'm not here to bash my own experience, because I think that the people from my career services center did a lot of things really well. But the style of resumes that my career services center had me putting together were not, at least at first, were not exactly what people that I ended up meeting in the industry thought my resumes should look like. So I would maybe look at a engineering specific kind of mindset towards your resume and see if that can help you out. Another thing that I would recommend is, you have your resume, it's been looked over by your career services center, but I would recommend that maybe not use that one resume for everything. Depending on what kind of positions you're applying for, you might want to tweak your resume a little bit and highlight a couple different keywords and move certain projects up higher and earlier on in the resume review than others, depending on what you're trying to apply for. There's all different types of mechanical engineering jobs that you can do with a mechanical engineering degree. So what I recommend doing is kind of building a larger CV and then giving yourself the flexibility to emphasize different things in your resume depending on the position you're applying for. Another thing I would recommend focusing on is, I didn't hear you mention cover letters. A lot of people, they kind of take the same approach with their cover letters that they take to their resumes, and they don't really put much energy into customizing or specializing their cover letters. And that's something that I would recommend doing as kind of the next step. I mean, you're already networking personally, you're applying a lot online. So really, I mean, you're doing the right things, but maybe that's one other way that you can kind of step up your applications. And then another way you can step up your applications is, I know you're saying you're applying a lot online and you're doing a lot of networking. My question to you is, do you have any people in industry that work for the companies that you're applying for that are personally sending your resumes along? They're personally giving you a referral in whatever kind of the company's referral program is doing, or even better, like what I've done for a couple of my peers that are graduates of my university, is I've asked them for their resumes and then found the hiring manager at my company and said, hey, XYZ email about why this person would be a good fit. Here's the resume. You should consider them. And I will tell you that every single one of those times that I've done that, that person has at least had their resume looked at. And whenever you're applying through online portals, it's really easy to get auto-rejected from the portal just for whatever criteria that they've set up in their portal. So doing that extra step and getting your resume and making sure that a recruiter or an evaluator or a talent management person is looking at your resume, that will increase your chances of pull through. So again, I know that's not too much advice. I don't want to give you a bunch of different things to do because you're doing a lot of things really well. You're networking it like crazy. You're applying online like crazy. Again, I would just focus on specializing your applications a little bit more for everything you're applying for, and then getting that special touch of trying to get some individual person to push your resume in for you. And that can be reaching out to your dean of engineering at your university and say, hey, who do we know that works at this company? All right, can you give them my resume and have them send it to a hiring manager? I mean, it could be just as simple as that, but doing that next step, I think that you'll set yourself up for some great success. But again, Connor, you're doing great. You got a lot of good things going for you, and I know that you are going to land an internship and you're going to be a great asset to any company. In fact, send me your resume. You seem like you're really astute, and if you want to work in engineering consulting, maybe I'll forward yours along.
Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.